Wow, you guys are here fast. Hello. I didn't see everybody sneaking in. Okay, we'll just hang out until everybody finds us. Okay, so I can keep an eye on the video. Oh, hi, Nicole. Oh, Nicole, you're already laying in bed. Okay. We're going to not start for a minute because I want to go through what we're making. This was our album in a box that we made, the smaller one. This is the bigger one, so you can see the size difference. I've made two of them. This is the one that I did show earlier that I made with Prima. We're going to be making this as our model tonight. Hi, Mandy. Okay, so tonight we're going to be making the bigger 8x8 box with the, yeah, these things, pocket, the clear pockets. I don't know how far we'll get tonight. If we don't finish and it's getting too late, we're going to have to pick up on Saturday because I can't do it tomorrow. I've changed the inside from this one. I do like these little pages, but I only like them for this little box. I didn't like them when I started to make the bigger box. So I changed and took some of the inspiration from our Saucy Folio. And we're going to be making bigger pages similar to the Saucy Folio. And there's more. Now you can even do a few more if you like. And like I said, I did a lot of my pre-cutting because I've already made this. And if you watched our video on the smaller box, it's still in the video files. It will stay there, and it's underneath album in a box. So I figured we've already made this album in a box, and I've shown you how. Now, one thing I did different, because, you know, this was another inspiration, and it was a free. That's what we like to do is share with other crafters. I changed it so we don't have any of these weird half measurements of 3/8 and 5/8 when we're matting. We will have it when we get to making the page. There's nothing I can do there because of the size of the inside of my book. And I'm just checking my video is kind of spinning. Is anybody else spinning? Okay, so let me get an are you spinning out there? No? Okay. This is the other one I made. This one I actually made for a gift for going away for my husband. He needs it at work, and they like to camp. Now, this is the photo play. I love it. It's so cute. They have a camping and a fishing and hunting. Well, I took the more camping one. What I liked about it is it incorporates, you know, girls, wildflowers, and things like that. So I made this one a different way. We're not going to make this one tonight. Hi, Connie. And it opens up. The waterfalls open up. And then this flap comes down. So they'll have lots of room for camping pictures. And the waterfall closes. And these are things that you can do in your albums. And then I made the pages. I just haven't, like I said, finished them. But isn't this such a pretty camping paper? This is the photo play. These are the pages without the inserts. Now, one thing that I did, and I'll be using it tonight, is well, I've never tried the Bo Bunny cardstock. I've only tried the Spectrum. And I have to say, we now have three choices. We have our plain cardstock, which is the artisan cardstock. That is our company's, Country Craft Creations. And then we have the double dot paper by Bo Bunny, which has a lot of different shades and colors. And then we also have the Spectrum paper by Authentique. So we've got a lot of choices now because this worked great for making my pages. And also tonight, I'll be using for the construction of my box. This is the Country Craft Creations cardstock. This is the craft. Yeah, I lost a fingernail. They'll make it. This is the craft, and the nice thing about our craft, it's a nice creamy. I call it kind of a wheat color. It's not that heavy duty brown, and it is heavy. Okay, does everybody have your pens and pencils and papers ready? Because you need to write down your measurements. That was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. All of our tutorials are free. And in order to do that, keep them free and to, share with you guys, it's important that you write down your measurements because there's no other place it's going to be listed except for in the video. If we get it done, to be honest with you, we'll put it in the files on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creation under the files, and it will be called Cutting Guides. Hi, Elaine. But if you scroll to the top, you're going to see the measurements. So write down all your measurements. They're very easy measurements when you make your boxes, but that's where you're going to find them, is at the beginning of every video from now on. I don't know if you can see it at the very top. And Kimmy is also going to post the measurements off and on during the video. So make sure you do have your pen and paper with you when we do our videos. And if for some reason your video stops, it could be your internet, it can be your computer. If mine doesn't stop, it's more than likely on your end. But go ahead and come back in, go out and come back in. If I have to quit because of difficulties, I will come back. So refresh your page and look for me. Okay, we're going to start with 2 pieces of our 12 by 12 cardstock. Like I said, some of this I'll show you when we get to it. I'm not skipping through, but I've already done some prep work because this is our second time making this. Hi, Marcy. I hope you're feeling better. I'm glad you popped in tonight. Okay, let's get started. So there's no cutting. This is great. This is what's awesome about this. And I decided not to cut it because I didn't want to give you, if you remember, we only had 1 3/4 inch. This is only 1 3/4 inches, and then we have to figure out all those crazy measurements. I just kept it this way, and we're going to go with a whole number. We're going to go with 2 inches. And you're going to want to score 2 inches on all 4 sides of your paper. And we need to do this on both sheets. Oops, make sure you go all the way to the bottom. And 2 inches again. So if you like the smaller box, that is in the video files, and you'll see 2 videos. And I put them in the playlist. And they stay there recorded. And this one will also. Okay. So we want to, just like we did on our smaller box, we're going to cut out all 4 of these corners on both sheets of paper. And I'm cutting straight. You don't want to do any angling at all. Now another thing, you will want your magnets, and I'll be using the large basic gray magnets. And don't hesitate to holler out a question if you need help. Kimmy Murray, and I noticed some of our other design team members are out there. And if for some reason the video stops and I don't notice it, they usually message me. Or Dawn will message me. And that's really weird because, see, my phone to my right is, yeah, it's showing the video is not playing. So see, it depends on your network. It depends on your phone service. Whoops, and let me, we don't need to hear that from that end. There we go. So we'll just cut these out. Hey, Amelia. How are you? Hi, Jennifer. Okay, let's go ahead with this one. And this is a project that you can actually get done in one day, but it doesn't look like you did it in one day. It's really cute. And I can't wait for next week. We're going to be starting on a folio that is just adorable. Now, for some of you also that are new, and so you're not used to our videoing yet, at the end of the video, don't just click out. Wait, because at the end of the video, you're going to see a button, not a button, but there'll be a, right in the middle of your video, there's going to be a button you can click on, and it says to get notifications or to follow. And you need to click on that button so that you can get your notifications. Oh, and you can also cut this in your cutter. You can cut it in your cutter, Kimmy. I'll give you permission. Hi, Pam. So let's go ahead and burnish up the score lines. Now, I like to do it this way. I like to fold it on each other, and I'll show you why in just a minute. It shows me if I didn't cut straight, Kimmy. And then we can fix those non-straight corners, or if they're too long, which I can tell by the fold, there's going to be some that are just a little bit too long. It's this one. So you can go ahead and trim that up. Nope, that one's good. So I just checked to see if it's hanging over this edge. And that one's good. And I just bent that side. There we go. Yeah, that photo play that I showed, I'll have to show it again. It does have, like I said, a hunting and fishing. There's like two separate collections, but they coordinate together. They're just, and it's adorable. There's a black lab on the one. It's really cute. So you can really make a family camping album. Already I can see how that's sticking over that edge. So you can now straighten your edges up. And I always bend my folds against using my paper because it seems to keep them straight. Once again, just check and make sure nothing's hanging over the edge. And if it is, just take your scissors and trim it. Because you want these straight. We don't want to miter these like we do when we're building actual boxes. No, this was scored at 2 inches, and all the measurements are at the very top, ladies. Right under, I put them in where the description of the video, so at the top. And actually, I think I can add them again right now. So you might have to, yeah, there they are. Well, those are the paper measurements, sorry. The scoring is 2 inches. Okay, so now we're done with this. We can actually set these guys aside for just a minute. And remember, let's see, in the measurements, there is a 1 3/4 by 7 3/4 inch, and it's just lightweight chipboard. Now, if you bought our last kit, you had a sheet of it in there. And you can use a cereal box, you can use the back of a paper pad, or you don't even have to use it. I like it to be in the spine, in the back of my book, because I feel it makes it stronger. So what we're going to do now, just grab one. This, like I said, this is going to be in the hinge part. That's this back of our book. Hi, Anna. It's in the back here, this very back piece, because it's opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. And then from making a bunch of these, we're going to do a couple of things because it's like preventative maintenance. I was making another one and I left my magnets off and I was so sad. I mean, I got all the paper on there matted and I realized it's got to go in the garbage. See what I did? I didn't put any magnets on here and I was so sad. And it's the brand new Bo Bunny paper and I'm going to be using that again. I'm using the new weekend adventures from Bo Bunny that we just got in. Okay, so now I have this there. It just strengthens the back of my box. Okay, so like I mentioned, I did some pre-work because I knew we'd already made the other box and I didn't want to, you know, drag this completely out where you guys have already made a box. So oh, here it is. Let me get over here. So this is one of the weekend adventure sheets. It's so cute from Bo Bunny. And this is the colored cardstock that we're going to be matting. So this has a double mat basically on each one of those flaps. And that's also what makes this box strong, because you now have 5 layers of paper. You have 2 here, we have the cardstock and 2 on the back, and so that's what makes it strong like a box. And I did already cut these, so I cut this is the Bo Bunny Mint, and I cut this one at 1 7/8 by 6 7/8. No, Kim, I'm sorry, we got to change that to 7 7/8. I goofed already. Here, let me fix that up at the top. So it's 1 7/8 by 7 7/8. Won't let me change it. So, Kim, can you fix those measurements? It's 1 7/8 by 7 7/8. This one is the 1 3/4 by 7 3/4, and it says 6 at the top. I'm so sorry. Ignore those 6s. They're supposed to be 7s, and you need 14 of these. You can get this, though. Let me show you. Out of your tube, you take your cardstock, because you have to cut four of these pieces that are 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. When you cut these 4, you're going to have strips left over, and it will cut all of your 1 7/8 by 7 7/8 pieces. So really, you're doing this with 4 pieces of 12 by 12 pattern cardstock. Thank you. Kim just put, no, Kim, you need to change the 1 7/8 to 7 7/8. And then 14 1 3/4 by 7 3/4. No, Kim, it's not right. 2 12 by 12s, 14 7 3/4 by 1 3/4, 14 1 7/8 by 7 7/8. Sorry, guys. Okay, we'll glue those together on our 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. Then you're going to cut your pattern paper, and you'll want 4 of them. And these are going to be 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. You want 4. And I can type those right in for you. Oh, they're up there. Somehow it's really a mess at the top, our measurements. Please ignore the measurements at the top. And I'll get that edited at the end. They're wrong. Don't look at them. These are the right ones. Okay. There you go. There's your, just remember, the bottom piece is the bigger, and then your matting is the smaller ones. Oh, thanks, Kim. I already did 3 of them, and I matted these because if I didn't, this video would probably take 3 days. Oh, thank you guys for sharing the video. So I'm going to take my top piece that's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and we're going to add it to the mat. That's 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. And I'm using the art glue. But remember, it dries super fast if you're using it. So there's not a lot of time to adjust. And the nice thing is you have time to make this for Mother's Day. So if you're looking for that Mother's Day gift and you didn't get your shopping done or your crafting done, you have time to make one of these. They really don't take long. Now I like to take my putty scraper from Harbor Freight on the back. That helps to flatten this. You know how sometimes they'll roll up, but see how nice and flat it goes? It's like wallpapering. So I have those 4. Now you need 14 of these. But I already did mat these, so we didn't have to go through them. And I used, which is a funny color, let me tell you. I used the color philosophy linen, and it's more of a green. But I really like it. It goes fabulous with this paper, but it is green. It has that greenish tint. I didn't, to me, linen's not green, but it is from Prima, but it's still pretty. Okay, this one. Thank you, Nadia. That helps so much. Yeah, and it does. It helps to have a pen, paper, or pencil with you. And what I do is I just keep all my stuff in a notebook when I do the lives tutorials, so I can go back and remember what I did. And I only use that for our live ones. And again, this helps to really flatten that out so it doesn't bow up. So, because accidents happen, it really does happen. So before we put these down, we're going to do a couple of things. We want to put these together. The score is 2 inches. We've already put down that piece of cardstock. Now listen, if you don't have any of this, but I know you do because if you have pads of paper, you can use the back. Don't worry, you don't have to have this. I just think it really strengthens that back piece. And we put it on this one too. But see how much it's sturdier, because that's going to fall over and hang, and you really do want some sturdiness there. But we need to add our magnets before we add any of our matting. Okay, so this now, turn this sideways. We are going to add here this piece right on top, and now we have a hinge. But I'm adding my glue to this side because we're going to indent, sort of. I'll show you. We're going to kind of form that into what we want it to look like. Yeah, we try, and the team and the members out there that have been with me for quite a while are fabulous. You know, they'll notice if you guys need measurements or anything. So thank you, everybody. You guys are great. Now this is where I'm taking a bone folder, and I showed this last time, or you can use something rounded, and we're just kind of forming that paper. So we have that cute little indent there, and it looks like a real kind of hinge. I'll hold it up to the camera, but you can see we're kind of like making sure it's closed. We don't want to see that chipboard. I'm hoping, can you guys see how it's taking shape? Now you can use your bone folder. Just don't poke it too hard, depending on the paper you're using. And see how it forms around there, just like the hinge of a book, basically. But go slow. You don't want to poke through there. But you want to make sure it's all closed. And then you won't see the chipboard either. There we go. And at this point, it doesn't matter what's top or bottom because they're identical. But see how much more shape that has? Now let's go ahead and add our magnets. Let's do it at this point because if we don't, we're gonna forget. Hi, Sandy. You know what, Sandy? I think you'll like the big one better. I do. I mean, I like the inside of it better. It's really cute. I used, well, I haven't counted for the inside, and I used, you know what? I'm sorry, Darlene. I hate to say, I'm not sure, but when I made the Prima one, I meant to point this out too. When I did this Prima one, I used the 8x8 sheets paper pad because I thought, how cool. I'll just put the 8x8 down. Wrong. Use the, you know what, the A4 pad by Prima is wonderful because you're going to cut the A4. It's 8.5 by 11. You'll cut it 8x8, and then you'll have your papers for your strips, and you're going to use a lot less paper. You're going to use half of what I used. I hope that makes sense. And then I used about 4 sheets for these. And I ended up using way too many for here because then I had to cut my 8x8 pad for this. So if you're going to use an 8x8 pad, you're going to use more. Just remember that because you have to cut your strips. But if you use even a 12x12, you're going to use less. Okay, this is the back side. So we're going to go ahead on each one of these flaps, and I'm adding 2 magnets. And really, this part's up to you, but it's the only way I know how to keep your album shut. And so it did take a whole package of my large magnets because there's 12 of them, and so you need 6 sets. Oh, Jan, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ray, I want to see yours. Well, next week we're going to start a new folio, and I'm really excited because I'm going to be using the new Bobeni Serendipity. I love it. Okay, let's get our magnets attached. We don't have a lot of weight to work with. So just like our smaller one, I'm just going to start with one side. And here's what I'm doing. So here's my side. I took my papers off, but I want to line it up. So I want to make sure everything's pretty much lined up, and you're not going to be able to push until you sit it down. Now we can push that down. And they like to pull away. There we go. Okay, once you're there and it's all lined up, you can move to the next side. Oh, well, you guys are sweet. I hope you've enjoyed the things we make. We try to make things, the design team and myself, that anybody can make, even beginners, because we want beginners especially to feel that they can create and not be afraid to create, because you know it's kind of scary that first time or second or third. But then if you're advanced, we want you to be able to take our projects and just run with it. So that was our goal. And the design team, I think, does a fabulous job. Lori and Kimmy and Kim. Oh my gosh, all of them. There's just too many to name. Now remember, magnets can be pulled off, so if you're not all lined up the way you want to be, then you can always rip them off. And it's funny, my phone's going off. My family knows I record at this time, but they still want to call me. and they're upstairs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, see, that one wants to let loose. Yeah, we lost one there. We'll have to fix that. It's not a problem. This is the only kind of, it's not hard. It's just, it takes a little bit of manipulating. Okay. I have to, and then it wants to permanently stay attached to each other. There we go. Come on, guys. These might help if I went to the right side. There we go. I have to re-put that one down, but I'm going to put some score tape over these. Let's see. I lost my phone, so I don't know if you guys are still with me. There we go. Yes, you are. We're still good. Out. So let's just put some score tape over the top. Now this box I'm actually making, my husband, he works out at the base and he has someone leaving, and it's a her, she's an electrician, and he wants a going away gift for her, and I'm making this one because she has little kids, and you'll see with the paper, oh, it's just darling. Yeah, you know what, Angela, that's such a good idea. I do that too. Sometimes. Just not when I need to. You know, those just when I need to moments. All right, let's put this down. But I'm going to be honest with you. My experience with using glue and score tape, it doesn't work. It lifts the tape. So I've been using them on my magnets. I've been trying not to. So what Angela's saying is to put a piece of scrap paper. I think works better if you're going to be using glue, because the glue seems to loosen the tape. Okay, so there's your box. Now, yes, magnets can be aggravating, but how wonderful are they when we get them all done? So now we have a box. And now we can go ahead with the fun stuff. So, it's a long box. It's not like our little one. Okay, like I said, I already cut, and I showed how I matted. I picked, actually, for this one, 4 different patterns. And this, like I said, is the Weekend Adventures by Bo Bunny. So you have, what's fun is, you have a little bit of carnival time, beach time. We all scream for ice cream, but then you have happy campers. So we've got some, you have some camping. And I think it's really cute. I think it's really geared to a young family. Or, you know, look how cute it is. So you've got a couple of these camping papers or picnicking. So I really liked it, and I loved the colors. And then this one's my favorite. Hi, Mel. So hot air balloons are going to go at the top. And they can be floating around while we're down here at the beach. So I really like that. Again, this is what's going to make your box a box, is because we have 5 layers of paper in between all of this now. Okay, we're going to add our adhesive to your matted pieces. This is what I call piecework. It's just a little bit of, you know, there's a little extra work, but it's so worth it. Just the matting. It's not hard by any means. And the bigger box really is fun. Oh, Linda, this would be perfect. And what I'm going to do is just add my top and bottom piece. Now, if you're working on this and you find it hard, just turn it over. Go ahead and fold it. You're not going to hurt it. Oh yeah, the art glitter, once you start using it, you're like, oh my goodness. Now, what's going to be important with this is if you are using a directional paper, you're going to want to make sure you cut your strips. So this is a directional paper. If I would have cut it the other way, it would have totally, you know, cut my words in half. So that's the only thing you have to watch is your directionals. And of course, get your edges all down. Okay, so this is the top and top inside. And I'm going to use, I cut up all these word pieces. I love them. So there's a lot of different sayings for summer. This one will go here, and this one will go here. And these are the ones that were 1 7/8. This is 1 7/8 by 7 7/8, and then the paper on top is 1 3/4 by 7 3/4. And that gave us a little bit of border of the Bo Bunny mint. The paper is called Weekend Adventures by Bo Bunny, and there are some cute embellishments. And we're going to place this right on top of the magnets. And for me, I need to move this because I can't see that paper. See, this thing's pretty flexible, so don't think you're going to break it. You're not. And let's make sure those edges are down. And then we want to make sure it's around our magnets. I need to turn my box to work on it. But I want to make sure I like my words in. So when the box is up. Now we're not going to be able to bend our box like this after we get all of our matting on. It's going to be too stiff. Oh, there we go. Once again, get those edges so they're down. Everything sticks. Okay, so Thursdays are going to be my new time. My granddaughter took up tumbling and cheerleading, and I'm the driver because my daughter and son-in-law work. So that's why I traded to Thursdays. But ladies, I'm on every Thursday. And RJ, I know you pop in there. So no offense there. We do have some gentlemen that join us. But Thursdays, every Thursday at 5:30, I'll be here. Sometimes I will be on Wednesday if we're going to do a bigger project. And then I talk to Kim and Mel. And next week, that might be the case. I may be on Wednesday and Thursday because we are going to be making a big folio using Faux Bunny Serendipity. And I just got the pages figured out. Okay. Once again, take your time around those magnets. And now for my middle section. These were actually left over. They weren't left over. I was planning on using them in the other folio that I goofed and didn't put my magnets down, and I really like the stripes. So my stripes are going to go here, and that one will go on the other side. I was so mad I threw all that paper away. Have you ever done that? You're like, can't believe I just wasted that paper. But that's okay. I love these designs. Now, we kind of have that lip there, or that indent. So we're going to make sure we get these down. And keep your dry diaper wipe close in case the glue comes out. But see, now you won't see that chipboard at all. Okay. Now let's move to these sides. Yes, your magnets will pick up everything. Where, oh, I don't know in Canada. I know I ship them to Canada, but yes, the shipping is not that great. It's like 3 packages of magnets and the shipping's $14. The basic gray though, you won't find many people that sell them because I live by the owner and he only sells them, well, he won't sell them to small stores. They have to go through a different company. But I live by him, so I just go pick them up. I think you, oh yeah, you can maybe on Amazon Canada, but again, they're like much more expensive than I sell them. The large ones are $5.99. And that's because I just drive up to his house. Okay, stay put. Um, Basic Gray, when they decided just to stick with their designing of fabric, because they do design Moda, the designs for Moda fabric. That's one thing I begged him, please let me still get magnets from you, and he was real hesitant. But then when he saw what we sell and that we really did need them, he gave in to me, and I was like, thank you, because I can't live without these magnets. They're the only thing that work and they don't break. We tried some of the others from eBay, but they broke, and the design team was not having it. All right, let's make sure everything's down. And there we have our inside. Isn't that cute? I think that'll be really cute for a young family. Now, when you flip it over, the one thing I want to make sure I do is I want it to go in the right direction. So I am going to lay mine down like so, because if I don't, I know I'll put my houses upside down. Isn't that darling? So there's the ice cream truck, and he's going all around the houses with the butterfly following him. Just a really cute paper. And this just came in. I know it's so precious. The one thing, Dahlia, if you know anybody, I've shipped to a lot of people up on the border. They have family that lives up there in the borders, and then they'll go pick it up, or they'll go visit and bring it home. And they do. They order a lot when they do that, when they go like for their summer vacation, or they're planning on coming to the States. They just get a hold of me, and well, you know what, Latasha, I think it's ridiculous. It's not like Canada's across the ocean. It Shipping should not be any different. It's like I shipped to Hawaii and it's the same. I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, maybe one day. Okay, like I said, make sure if you have a directional paper that it is going the right way. Same thing. Actually, I have people that do that. It's Washington, North Dakota, and I have another lady that has me shipped to. No, it's just North Dakota and Washington. Again, I want to make sure my patterns are going the right direction. Um, you know what, Dahlia? There's even people who get. I need a wet one. They even get PO boxes there over here in the States, and I'll ship to their PO boxes. Sometimes you do have to clean that tip, and a wet diaper wipe really helps when you're working on your projects. A lot of times I just lay my diaper wipe over the top because you don't want to sit there and poke your pen in and out, in and out. But you take a wet diaper wipe and just sit it there. But my dry ones I use on my paper. Well, hi, Erica and Joanne and Mandy. You're back in. And we have to send very happy thoughts to Mandy. She's been not feeling good. And we want her to get all better. Cool. Now we can lay down our edges. Again, we want to make sure they're going the right direction. Yep. I didn't see, Ginger. I haven't seen her tonight. But if you want to see Ginger in person, don't forget, she'll be at our retreat in St. Louis in August. She's going to be teaching. I am so excited. Whoops. I don't want the wet one. There's the dry one. And again, I just want to work my paper on those magnets. That's why I like this flat spatula. And they're $3.99 at your Harbor Freight. But see how it's flat? And so I don't worry about poking my paper either. And if you're new, you'll see me use a lot of different tools. And they usually come from the Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's great if you're a crafter. You can find so many things in there that don't cost an arm and a leg. I think they put the name scrapbooking on it, and so they charge us an arm and a leg. Okay, somebody keeps sending these really cute flowers. Who has a really cute, it's not thumbs up or a heart, it's flowers. I haven't seen that on my Facebook. It's just adorable. Oh, it's you, Darlene. Darlene, where did you, oh, it's a bunch of you guys. Where did you get the flowers? Those are so cute. I wonder if it's a special thing for Mother's Day. Okay, let's keep. See, this is where, like I said, it's the piecework, and it just takes a little time. And my other stripe piece. Oh, it in the emojis. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Brandy, I'm gonna have to look on mine. Let me see. Oh, I can't see. Oh, I wonder, like I said, I wonder if it's for Mother's Day. I'll have to look when I get done. All right, like I said, just make sure your edges are down. These are my Harbor Freight tools too. You get 5 of these for $3.99. They're great. Again, if you're using directional, make sure you're not putting it upside down. almost put it upside down. Um, my son and his wife have Echo that are staying here with us. Oh, Phyllis, pull it off really fast. And we'll just keep moving. We're almost there. We'll start working on the inside. I love this. Oh, look at follow that ice cream truck. This is so cute. I actually made the camping one for, like I said, my husband's friend and her family. But then he says, well, she's got little kids. I don't know if they go camping yet. And I was like, well, I'll keep it then. I'll use it for our grandkids. Kimmy, where did you go? I just saw you snuck back in. So with the Craftology kit, did anybody make Kimmy's washing machine pop explosion box? Oh my gosh, that was the cutest thing. Or did you see it? It's adorable. I think she put it, Kimmy, did you put that one on YouTube? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we didn't kick you out, I promise. With edges. Especially if there's a magnet anywhere involved. Or a pen that keeps chasing my magnets. Linda, Linda, I'm glad you only lost your screen and not your bladder. No, we're still here. You know those sneezes. Oh, it's actually finally really nice here. It's been in the 70s. Um, my daughter just Snapchatted me. She went to Vegas with her girlfriends. Her friends graduating from medical school in the Army. And she just sent me pictures from the hotel we're doing our retreat at. And I was like, oh, you little turd. I wished I was there right now. So our February retreat, we'll be going there to get warm. It's pretty hot there right now. Okay, if you are making your box with me and you're at this point, oh, I did something. Oh, I put something upside down. Oh, did I? Hold on. No, I didn't. I almost had a heart attack. Whoops. Okay, I did. Hold on. Okay, that's not upside down. That's not upside down, but I think my balloons are upside down, and I don't know how that happened. Uh-oh. I need to shut up and quit talking. Well, guess what? Wait a minute. Nothing's upside down. It's me. Okay, guys. I'm really not crazy, but let's try. Oh, yeah, guess what? This is now the front of my box because I put it on the wrong side, but that's okay. I like that one too. That was supposed to be the front, but it's not now. Okay, but it's worked out good. Nothing's upside down. Okay, well, that's the front. And now my really cute one that was supposed to be the front is on the bottom, but that's okay. I can live with it. It's not upside down. Do you ever have those moments and your heart just sinks because you just know? Okay. Oh, wait a minute, Connie. You mean an echo? I thought you meant that echo thing from Amazon. So did other people. Um, I don't know. Does anybody else have echoing? Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to make this top. We're going to make the piece that has our plastic sleeves in it. So you can just set your box to the side. And this is what it is. It's the plastic pages where we can put our cut aparts in here. So if you have some of the plastic pages, you're going to want 6 of those. And I know a lot of you did purchase them in the store. Or if you have the recipe ones. The thing with these are we have to cut them down. The inside of our box is only 8 inches. And we are making our hinge 7.5. So these are 6 by 8. And we need to cut these down to 7.5. Which means we just cut down our cut aparts, which I did in the pre-mint was no problem. So it makes these 3 by 3. And you're going to want 6 of these. Now, if you don't have these and you still want to make this, still make it. Make your hinge right along with this because you can add these later. Just you won't take off your score tape. But I am cutting these down to 7.5 inches. Now, if you do want these, I do sell the Bow Bunny. I sell Simple Stories. Any of them will work. And they are 6 by 8, so they're too long. I'm sorry, Connie, that you're getting such an echo. And we do want 6 of these. Now, you can do more than this. And I'll show you on your hinge if you want to do more than 6, what you do to your hinge. 4, 5. Great place for your pictures. Oh, this one's a little different, so I think I do like this. So we do have the sets that are different. So this one has 4 instead of one big long one, and I think we'll go with it. But cut these down to 7.5. And then I'll show you something else. I did cut a little bit of this off. Just a little bit in between because it was showing a little bit. Let me show you. Just up to those holes. If that helps. And I did that because I didn't want any of this plastic hanging out from the hinge. So we'll just trim it right up to those holes. And you can also use the recipe contents. So if you bought a large package of the recipe content by Bow Bunny, you can use those too. They're just the different sizes off. Different size pockets. Okay, so there's our 7.5. We can just set those there. They're all ready to go. And for your hinge, you can use your pattern paper. I'm going to use this one. I want to make my hinge out of this Bow Bunny because it worked really well on the other one. And here's what you want to cut. So you want this to be 7.5 by 6 7/8. So 7.5 by 6 7/8 for our hinge. I don't know if I've got anybody out there typing. So I'm going to cut it down. Okay, 7.5 by 6 7/8. Now that's the hinge if you want to add 6 of these sleeves. If you want to add 7, you add an inch. So every sleeve you want to add after 6, so if you want 7, 8, or 9, you just add an inch, 1 inch for each extra sleeve you want to add. And that's all you have to do. And you're going to score it the exact same way. So, for instance, if I was going to have 7 sleeves, I'd go to 8 7/8. 8 sleeves, no, 7 7/8. 8 sleeves, I'd go to 8 7/8. 9, I'd go to 9 7/8. So basically, you could add 10, and it would fit. It would probably fit in this album. Now we want to score. Now this is the only thing that's a little bit off in measurements. We're going to score the first at 3/8. So we're scoring at 3/8, and that's between your 1/4 and 1/2. Now we want to score at 1/2 all the way to the end. So you're going to score at 7/8. Then just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 5/8. And we're just going to fix that one. There we go. So 5/8, 7/8. Then you're going to just score at 5/8 and the next 7/8. So basically you'll score like 3 5/8, a 3 7/8, 4 5/8. No, right there. 4 5/8, 4 7/8, 3, 4. What did I do here? 7/8. No, that's right. One, two, it's 3/8. I'm sorry. 3/8 and 7/8. 3/8 and 7/8. I was telling you 5/8, wasn't I? 3/8, 7/8. So every 3/8 and every 7/8 until you come to the end. So you've got 3/8, 7/8, and 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3 7/8, 3 3/8, and 3 7/8, 4 3/8, 4 7/8, 5 3/8, 5 7/8, and we end at 6 3/8. There we go. Oh, good. No echo. Awesome. So we're going to do this one correct. See, this is my model now. I keep it around at all times. So if you have one that you have made from our other tutorial and you want to keep it around so you don't goof like I always do, this is a good helper because this is a different kind of hinge. It's not different. I mean, it's just a little different how we put it together. And I want to say, but I could be wrong, Chippy is the one who does the video on this, and so she did wonderful. Now, I have to tell you something. When using this paper, it does really well, but I did notice I have to be really careful about getting it straight. It's not quite as heavy as the other cardstock, and then I just keep bending So we're just going back and forth basically. And it's just going to really start piling up. And we're just going back and forth. Hello, Mel. And back and forth. Now, every once in a while. Now, with this, don't start fretting if it's getting off a little bit. Keep going, because you'll see when you put this together, it's quite a different hinge if you haven't made this. If you didn't make it in the Saucy tutorial or our smaller tutorial, because even if it's off just a little bit, it's going to be just fine. Now with this though, we do use our score tape because you'll see inside of here is where our plastic sleeves go. So there's room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And on this side, let me show you. Get it open. This side is where we're going to start. Now what we're going to do here is just put our score tape on every other one. So you'll just start, there's your 3/8. So start there with your score tape because that's going to go down like so. And then you're going to put another piece of score tape. This is where you can skip one now. You don't need one there. And you don't need one there, so we're going to the next 1/2 inch. Same thing here. And tell you what, this Bow Bunny, I am really liking this, how well it does. I mean, you can't be as rough with it as the artisan cardstock I sell, but it does pretty good. Let me tell you, I'm impressed for a pattern paper. And boy, does it come in a lot of colors. Now on this side, we are going to put score tape on every single one of these. Let me see something. Okay, we're going to put it on every single one of these but here. But if you put it here, it's okay because we're going to put pattern paper on top too. But if you just wanted this to show, I always get these turned around. Otherwise, it's okay. We'll cut a strip of pattern paper. And otherwise, if you're using this kind of paper, you can leave it off because it will be it'll be what shows. This is a cool hinge. I like it for holding those plastic sleeves. And don't worry about it hanging over. We're going to cut it. Now this is going to stick to the back, so you just need to keep that folded backwards. And what that does is that's just a little extra, like reinforcement. Okay, now we can trim it all up. And hi, Deborah. we'll check both sides and just clean that up. Now you might want to go ahead and ink your edges too if you're just going to use your pattern paper at the top. So it kind of matches. Now this is the side we're going to remove all of our score tape. So that was that little 3/8 of an inch piece. Where'd it go? There it goes. Okay, we can just, it's up to you if you want to remove one piece, if you're comfortable removing it all. You know what, that's just too funny, Connie, that I thought you were talking about the Echo also on from Amazon. That is really funny. Sorry about that though. Okay, now we just want to fold that together. So if you're making a regular hinge, just see how that sticks out. But here's the thing, we're not. So you're going to push. Now watch. It's going to just form itself. Oh, there's that piece of tape. So when you grab this and bend it over, can you see how it just kind of bends and sticks? And you're going to notice this is going to start like, see, going into a circle. And that's what you want. So just let that fall down and bend this back. So see, it just goes like so. It's better to do it this way. Bend it over and down. Now see, when you open it, you're going to look at it and it goes into a circle and you're like, oh my goodness, something's wrong. Something's wrong, but it's not, I promise. Now I just need to find my front piece, which is there we go. Because that 3/8 is what we're going to put down where it's bent over, the extra strength, it's going down on the album. So let's grab our book. One thing too, we want to, oh, there it is. One thing we want to make sure that I didn't with my Prima, but it still worked okay. So I have to turn this to the side. This is the top. You have to put this in enough, show you, that this can close, that the lid can close. So you have to have room. I got mine too close to the edge. So do come over a good 1/2 inch. You've got plenty of room here to play with. See, your page is only 6 inches wide. This is 8 inches. So just make sure you come over enough. There we go. Let's put it down the right way. That you come over enough. And you'll have about 1/4 inch at each end. And it's up to you. You can mark it. You can set a ruler down, however you're comfortable, making sure that you leave that space when putting this down. And when you're ready, well, you just go ahead and take off that. No, we haven't put it on yet. So let's put some more score tape on this one. And then we'll cut a piece of pattern paper for the top. Okay, like I said, you've got to have that room for that flap to go in. And then you want that 1/4 inch from the top and 1/4 inch from the bottom. And because you're using score tape, once it's down, it's down. Now see, I've left plenty of room that my lid can come up and close. So let's get started. So your first one, And also, you want to make sure you're not upside down. I am using the new Bow Bunny that just came called Weekend Adventures. Little bit of everything. The carnival, food, camping, cookouts. It's just darling. Okay. Now, the nice thing is if your page isn't where you want it, it's plastic. It releases really easy from the score tape. But once you put it together, it doesn't release. So, I like to start down here at the bottom. Okay. See this edge too that's where it's sealed? You don't want to stick that too far in the hinge. You want it to be about on the edge of your hinge. So there's my sealed edge, and there's the hinge. And once it's down and you feel it looks straight and you're happy, then you just put those two together. It's so easy. And what we'll do is we'll go into making our pages, and I won't mat them on camera because you guys will be able to do that. But we'll make them. Okay, I always start out I'm laying them on top of each other. Oh, yeah, we're not upside down. And match it corner to corner. And they're slippery, and then you can put it down. And if for some reason it's not straight, you can just pull it right up. All right. And this is our fourth one. Now remember, you just add another inch to your hinges for every other pocket you want to add on. Number 5. Okay, and number 6. See, I'm so thrilled. I love this. I love this Bow Bunny paper. It adds so much more color than just plain cardstock. And it really works pretty good. Okay, I'll worry about cutting that. So what I'll do is I'll cut a strip that's 7.5 of my scraps. And I'll cut it to 3/8 of an inch, and we'll stick that on top. It'll fit perfect. And now you have plenty of room for your cut aparts. And you can just cut your other paper to put in here. And these little guys, they're already 3x3. So if you have a pattern paper that has the 3x3s, they're going to fit right in these pockets. Then you can journal on the back. Really cute. And one thing we have to do also. We have to make a closure. If you don't, these are going to be flapping in the wind. And we're going to have a photo mat and a magnet. And this is what I did on the last one. You're not really able to put the magnet down because you just don't know where. So what I did and I thought it turned out just fine. So I have the magnets inside of here, and it's underneath the photo mat. And you want a photo mat there anyway because it's a nice big space. So we'll do that after we do our pages. Okay, let's start cutting for our pages. See, you don't have to, but see how they kind of flap when you open it and close it? So not a big deal. Again, I'm going to use this paper, and what I did is I cut one just to make sure. So I'm going to just type out the sizes for you real quick. So you'll want 2, 6 1/8 by 8 1/8, and then you want 2 of the 7 1/4 by 7 1/8. I hate typing these in. There we go. I cut one already. I needed to make sure I had written down the right sizes. See, I even double checked myself. Of course I do. Okay, this one is our 8 by 1/8 by 6 1/8. This is the one we want to score. This is going to be the base. And yes, it is longer, but if you didn't make the saucy, I'll show you in just a second, because it becomes our hinge. So we're going to score on 3 sides at 1/2. And there we go. So we're going to fold these up. This is going to become the pocket that's on the page. Then to make it longer, we'll make the photo mats. So on my corners, I'm just going to cut those straight across. And there you go. You just want to have somewhat of a space there. Now this is the important part. So this is your base page, and sitting at 7 1/8. Let me show you. This is where you're going to put the top on. Maybe it'll work better for you to see if I do, yeah, the polka dots, so we don't have two. So you want to have this. This is your closed end. That is that 1/2 inch score line. And this is your hinge. So you need to have this hinge. And you want to make sure this is matching side by side. And if it does, and you don't need to readjust any of your score lines, then you can add your adhesive. Whoops, because we're not matting. Forgot to cut those corners. Just miter them off so they'll look a little nicer underneath. And you put it up at the top. Ah, wrong side. Pay attention. Okay. Do you know this writing is upside down? If you don't, on those polka dots, there is writing that goes, it's directional. Thank goodness for art glue. And this is what we'll be doing with every page, even the small ones. Then you're going to put this into your scoreboard. And you may have to move it away from the left, because what you want to do is you want to score next to this closed end of your pocket. But you don't want to be right on it. You want to be just I'm talking just a hair away from it. And that's what's going to make our hinge. And some of my glue dried, so I need to add some more. And this is also what your spatula is good for. You can get down in between and make sure nothing's stuck. Okay, so if you've never made one of these, now this will fold back, and now you can see how that becomes your hinge. Just like so. Okay, let's make another one. I need to cut it though over my cutter, so I'm going to cut another one at 6 1/8 by 8 1/8, and one at 7 1/4 by 7 1/8. And we're going to do the same thing again. So we set this one aside. I'm going to reverse these. So one along, you want to score along one long edge and then down 2 short edges. I wonder why they made the lettering go directional, just so they could throw me off. That's why. See how nice? And this is that Bunny pattern paper, and it's textured. So they have more colors than authentic, I'm afraid to say, but to our benefit, we now have a lot more to work with. So I'm matching side by side. Let me move my camera up so you can see a little bit more. There we go. Yes, I have, Dahlia. I have another lady who I've sent there in Washington State, and then they hold it and put it on an airplane, or I've had her even come and pick it up. The beta service, yeah, we've shipped there before. There's also another one in New York. I'd have to find out the name again. Now, I don't want those guys to overlap because I don't want the bulk on these. I'm just trimming. Going to trim a little bit more. There we go. Oh, you do? Oh, yes, Dahlia. And then here's what we do. We help out a little bit on the declare. I shouldn't tell you. I'll message you, but we help you out because I know how terrible they charge on your taxes and stuff. So sometimes if you even say it's a gift, it's a lot better. All right, let's make sure that we're going the right way. There it is. I need to see. I think we have Mel. Are you in Washington or Oregon? Maybe Mel's. I've lost my directional here. Because if Mel's in Washington, once again, go ahead and stick this in here. I've lost my other score tool, so there it is. I lose everything. Oh, hi, Christina. Well, I'm glad you did too. And I do a tutorial every week. Sometimes they last more than 2 days. Once again, you may have to move from the edge. Remember that edge? And if you are new, go into the video file and you'll see the playlist. Kimmy, I, and Mel have our tutorials in there. And I am on every week at 5:30. And I am Mountain Standard Time. I didn't think I was. Lived here how many years? I am considered Mountain Standard Time, even though Arizona is Mountain Standard Time and they don't change the time. But we are still Mountain Standard Time. Okay. So we have those 2 pages. Now we want to make, I made a smaller page. And I'm going to use a different color. So that one was the Bow Bunny Double Dot Coral Chevron. And I'm just having a ball using these different colors. This one is the Sugar Chevron. And I thought, how cute. So on the Sugar Chevron, let me give you, oh yeah, oh, thank you, Dawn. Okay, Mel's in Oregon. In Oregon, that won't help you. So this was that little half page. And we're going to cut that at 6 1/8 by, you only need one of these, 7 1/8. Goodness. Because I think Kim's iPad died, so I have to type, guys. And then we need another one at there we go. There. 5 1/2 by 8 1/8. So that's your half page. So I'm going to cut that out of my Sugar Chevron. No, it's 5 1/8. Hold on so I don't mess you guys up. Oh no, that is right. Okay. You have that feeling something's not right, but we can trim it. Okay. So we're going to score again on 3 sides. Wow, and I'm impressed. I'm scoring pretty hard. There we go. Have a funny feeling. Did I do that the right way? Wow, I did this time. Cool. I want the polka dots. I know I have all kinds of bone folders, and I just grab what my hand kind of grabs a hold of. Oh, I told you right. Okay. Phew. We're right. We're right. Oh, yay. Remember, I made this, and as I make things, I have a tendency to not write down my measurements until I go back and have to remember them. And I've got to stop doing that. I need to write them down as I make them. That one's good, and that one's good. Now, let me see, did this one do it? I thought it did. Oh, I guess not. Because I noticed sometimes the darker ones, darker paper that I used with the Prima, it did crack a little bit, but nothing to worry about. And I want to go with the polka dots. I'm just making sure my writing's not upside down. Now, once again, remember, we have to match it to the top. Date night? Oh, I wouldn't give up my craft night. Aren't I terrible? My husband will say, do you want to go out to eat? No, I want to craft. But that's okay. He wants to work in his garden. So we're good. We're good. Yeah, Kim, I've got to get better at writing these down. Because I just start making it and I forget. I have to teach it. Okay, once again, we want to score. And so, yep, you've got to move it just a hair to get in that score line. Now we only have 2 more small pockets to make, and then we can put it together. Actually, I made these pockets bigger than I did on the saucy. You'll see they'll go like this, and they'll go like this, so you'll have that little half page in there. And because I have plenty of scraps, I'm going to go ahead and use one of each for my little pockets. You know, the little half pockets, and we're going to cut them at, so you're going to want 2 at 6 1/8 by 6, and 2 at 5 1/8 by 6.5. And so I'm going to cut 2 of those. So I get mine in that color. And one in the coral. Huh? Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to cut a new piece. And 6 1/2. Okay. Is everybody doing okay with cutting their papers? Because if you are, I'm going to take a short break. I'm not going to turn off the video. So, Kimmy, can you keep everybody entertained for a minute? Oh, we're going to have to cut that one down. That's okay. I will be right back because I've drank a lot of coffee today. about that. I'm back. Okay. Remember, I was making this without measurements. We're going to have to just cut one piece down, which is just fine. So on your 6 and 1, wait a minute. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's right. On our, this is our 6 and 1/8 by 6. We're going to do the same thing. We want to score on the 2 short sides and then the bottom. So just 3 sides. Were you guys talking retreat? Sorry about that. I don't usually have to interrupt our video, but thank you for understanding. Oh, I did tell you right. Okay, woohoo. So let me turn it this way so you can see the contrast. See, this is going to be that little half pocket, but it's bigger than when I did when we did the saucy. So let's go ahead. That's the base. This is a different size pocket, so it throws me off. So on the 6 and 1/8 by 6-inch side, again, you'll score 1/2, 1/2, and then 1/2 again. Okay, that's right. Oh yes, and when nature calls, when you are our age, you don't argue. You don't argue. Okay, once again, I just want to check. Mine, for some reason, I thought it might be a little bit big, so I'm going to trim it. Yeah, I didn't go. I went 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/8. See how cute is that? I mean, you could even make this and not worry about covering your papers, but I'm going to cover them because that's really cute paper. So let's go ahead and trim our edges. So Cynthia, I know you guys were going to leave again and go somewhere. Are you away from home again? Because you said you didn't have your scrapbook supplies with you. Oh, that's painful. Maybe, no, we won't. Oh, I saw a lot of flowers. Did you guys like the coordination there? I thought, yeah, that would be cute, huh? And a little different. I haven't made a cutesy album in so long. This is a fun album. But because I cut this one to fit, I'm going to have to leave it. Oh, you're on the resort on the coast. Oh, gosh. I don't think I'd bring my scrapbooks. Well, I don't know. That's pretty tough, Cynthia. I don't know if I could handle that. Did you take the girls with you, or is it just you and Hubs? Now remember, this goes up to the top. Because if you didn't take the girls, I'll bet they're not happy. Do you know, that isn't it sad? I don't know if I could go on a vacation. I can't leave my craft room. I know, it's a sickness, right? Oh, how nice, though. Of course, I don't know if my husband would leave his horses in backyard. We're kind of homebodies. Oh, yes. You know what? Your granddaughters love you. Yes, I'm sure they do miss you. Okay, let's make sure. Yep, we look good there. Make sure we match side to side. Now remember, as with any of these tutorials, if you teach classes, um, or you like to have girls over to the house, you don't have to ask me. I know I do get a lot of messages, and I do appreciate that, but you are welcome to teach any of these, our live classes, because it's funner to share the joy, I think. And I love to see what you make, so please make sure you post what you make, because we love to see all the pretty projects. Okay, we need to do the same thing. Again, we need to score the bottom. And so just move it till you can get a good score line. That's a little far away from me. There we go. And let's do this one. And again, just move it till you get a good score line. That's not too far away. Oops, but not too close. So you can see kind of where that score is. And now we have our hinge. Now I'll show you what we have to do different. And this is where on the saucy, so if you have watched the saucy video, I try to warn everybody because I messed up. We have to adjust the hinge because I messed up on that first saucy folio. For this little pocket, and it's bigger than the saucy because we made two, you can decide where you want it. I'm just going to put it about a third, no, about a quarter, not even a quarter, about that far from the bottom. You can actually put this anywhere you want on your first page. Now you have to remember too, these aren't made for a lot of embellishments, even though I did put flowers on the Prima one, as you saw. So they'll handle it. And it is because of your hinge, you do want to mat. When you mat your page, you won't see that at all. So let me see something here. Where did I put? Let me see where I cut, because I had to cut my hinge totally different. Oh, I did put it behind. Okay. And you can put it in any order you like. So here's what happens. This page is going to sit on top of my half page, but I'm going to put this here. And I like it here because it does stick out. It gives some dimension, but we need to cut this. And this is where I goofed on the saucy. So we don't want to put it down until we cut our hinge. Now on these, go ahead and just miter those corners just a little bit. They'll hide better under your paper. Now I'll show you what we're going to do. So we know that that's going to sit, but we need an independent moving piece on our hinge for this guy. So what you need to do first of all is find out where do you want it. Do you want it down towards the bottom? Let me show you. Do you want it towards the bottom, towards the top, just in the middle? Once you decide where. Hello, and oh, you're on a cruise ship? Oh, don't tell us that. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to sit it down on that hinge, this back piece. Then you're going to take a pencil, because I used to own one. Here we go. You want to draw just a line, really light, because you'll probably still have to erase some of it. So that's where my hinge is. And I'm going to cut it up to the score line. You need that hinge now to move that pocket, and that's where I goofed on Saucy. And we went back in the last video and I showed the correct way to do it. Now see, this is still going to attach there. Now see how that moves? And this will sit right on top. That moves that way, and now this becomes independent of that page. And that's how that works. So what we can do, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can just, here, let's move him. You can put this down, and then we can put it down as a unit. Make sure your 2 tabs are up from where you've decided you want it to go. Hi, Cindy and Kathy. Let's add our adhesive. Somebody told me on some of the cruise ships, I could be wrong, internet is now included on some of them. Somebody was on a cruise not too long ago, and they were constantly showing where they were, and I asked her, and she said they had internet. And I thought, we didn't. But then that's been 3 years. See, now I have an independent moving page. And now we can put this page on top of this page. And we're going to put it down perfectly normal, as if we, put down the other ones. So let's add some adhesive. And line those guys up. See, now that moves. And this will all be covered with the pattern paper. So you don't even see that hinge. Cool when you do it right, huh, guys? All right, let's just making sure it's down. Okay, now this one is going to set on top of here. And I know we're kind of going long tonight. Is everybody doing okay? Because if we get done tonight, I wish you could too, Tam. And I thought for a minute you posted you could. I was getting excited. That would be so neat. But our retreat's not until February, so it's only $50 a month. Well, and somebody can smuggle you in their suitcase. That's okay. I can't talk. Okay. Okay. Now, depending on your paper, you'll have to kind of work things back and forth. And they'll loosen up. Okay, and there's your, see how nice and flat they lay, just like in the saucy. Now we can grab our album again. And this is what's really neat about this little album. So if you have somebody that's maybe left-handed and they like their pages to go the other direction, you can actually turn it. You can actually sit this just about anywhere you want. The only thing you need to remember, so let me grab a mat. We're going to make these mats. Like I said, we're not going to do the decorating because we already did one of these albums. But we'll make the mats and see this will fit. Well, the Minot one is kind of like it's not a for sure. It's going to depend on how many people are interested. We have it on hold in Minot because we need to have a certain amount. And if you are in Canada, they are giving a 20% off to our Canadian crafters for their rooms because of the amount it costs in difference. But anyway, so one thing you need to remember is your mat is going to need to stick out. So you can kind of decide where you want your mat to be. I mean your pages to be. But remember, you need this. So you can wait to put your pages down until after we make the mats. Totally up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and put mine down. Move this so I can get it straight. And there'll be a photo mat back here again. We want to just add our adhesive. You won't need a magnet or anything to hold your pages shut. They lay nice and flat. And as you add more pattern paper, they get heavier. Oh, it is not freezing in Minot. Did somebody say it's freezing? Because the hotel told me that that first week in October it is not freezing. It's about 58 to 60. Now, once again, inside the box, I have a photo mat back here. And that's what's covering this hinge. So now let's make those photo mats. For this little guy here, all I did was, now these are just single. I didn't make them, oh yes I did, I made them double. All right, so what I did is I measured this, which was 5 1/8 inches. So it's totally up to you. I'm just going to take my scrap and I'll give you the measurement, but you're going to want to cut it down to 11. So mine's 4 3/4 by 11. And then I'm going to score at 5 1/2. No, not 5 1/2, excuse me. 4 1/2. But again, this is totally up to you, and I'll show you why. It'll all depend on how much of your mat you want sticking out. Okay, and you may need to trim it It just depends on your hinges here. Now another thing that you can do is also you can cut out a half circle. I didn't on this one, but you can. And then I did mat these. So after I cut these, I did mat them, but I also took my corner rounder, but on this one, I want to use my scallop because it just looks more scallop to me, the paper. So I'll take my crocodile and I'll ink all the edges. And because I don't like a tight fit. See, it's about 1/8 of an inch on each side shorter, and then it sticks out. And then I put the flower here, and then you have another photo mat, and you can mat this. And I'm going to grab this one so I can give you guys the exact measurements, and we'll go ahead and cut another one. This is the Bo Bunny, the vintage cardstock. Isn't that gorgeous? So these are 11.5. The bigger ones are 11.5, and it's 6 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of these at 11.5 by 6 3/4. And let's see, I've got 2 orange pages, so I'm going to cut them out of the white. And one more. And I am loving this paper. And our small one, let's measure out the small one. For that half page. So my half page is 6 inches by 11.5. And these ones, the bigger ones, they're the ones I score at 5.5. Okay, so 5.5. Yeah, we're on kind of long tonight, Joanne. Sorry. I mean, so we're here. Come on in. 5.5 and 5.5. Now, we want to cut another one also. We have 2 of those pockets, and those were the smaller ones. And you should have plenty of scraps to cut that out of. You have 2 of those half pockets. Now, one thing that I really like with the crocodile is I can just go through and cut all my papers together. Saves so much wear and tear on your hands. So this is for my half page. Now just do it at the crease. And then when we open it, we have the cute little borders. Right now my box is flat, so I couldn't find it. So this one, now see, mine's quite a bit shorter, but I did that for dimensional looks, so it's totally up to you. You can even go wider. And then when you mat your pages, you also won't see your hinges. Put that one back there, and I also had put the flowers, so I probably on this collection I'll make my flowers because they're kind of unique colors. Hi, Andrea. And then, isn't that cute? So, and I'll mat the inside. It makes them heavier. And you might want to mat the inside. And I will ink all my edges, probably with that linen. And I need one more for here. Right, 4 3/4. And that's doing that one out of white. Do a quick score here, 4.5. You can really score these anywhere you like. And matting them will make them a lot stronger, of course. Okay. And there you have your pages. So you've got plenty of room with these as photo mats inside. As you can see, you can put 4 or 5 more pictures. But they are, again, for flat. You don't want to embellish a lot on here. Do your embellishing on the cover. For here, I made the photo mat the exact same size. So I'm going to make one now. So the photo mat, I overlapped it so that it would cover up my hinge. And my hinge is 7 1/8. So I'm going to cut this at 7 1/8. And you can make your photo mat as big as you want. This was from a scrap. So it is 5 1/8. So basically I can do a 5 by 7 picture, but I'm going to mat this with this same paper so it coordinates and gives it a dimensional look. But it hides your hinge, and then you can also decorate like I did on the other one. See how this, it looks green and it's linen, but it works really well. So I'll go ahead and do this before I put it down. Oops, do my corners so we all match. Okay, I hate making things that I want to keep. I really like this paper, and it's, you know, it's little kiddish, and so, well, not really, it's cutesy. I love it. And I'll do my mat later for this. I'll just cut it 1/8 of an inch shorter and 1/8 of an inch longer, or you can go 1/4 inch if you want more of the border. And then we'll do the same thing at the top, and I'll show you because we need to put a magnet down. Then you can even put a strip of your pattern paper if you wanted to right there. I know it's so cute, but it's bright and it's, oh, I love it. Yes, I do. I love it. See, I put the flowers up here on the top. So I did put some dimensionals, and it pokes up a little bit on the other album, but that's okay because you have room. You have plenty of room. Okay, now we need to do a magnet here, and we need to do the arm. And basically, I've done the same thing again. So this is why this is, I'll show you. We're going to put the arm all the way across, and I'll show you. We're going to have a magnet under there because I meant to do this the correct way, and I didn't do it the correct way. So, first of all, you're going to want your magnets. And I'll be honest with you, large magnets is what works. And this is called improvising when you make a mistake, but you guys didn't even know that, did you? Now pick out what you want to use. And I'm going to leave this length, and I'm going to go cut a 2-inch strip. Where's my other cutter? Here we go. Oh, you know what, Cynthia? I believe that after meeting your husband. I totally, I believe it. Actually, I'm going to go 2.5 because I want my magnet well hidden. Yes, I do believe that. Oh, no, 2 inches is wide enough. Because of all what he makes is why I can believe he's got a lot of stuff. Okay, so actually, see, this is going to go across here. And the nice thing, though, then there's going to be a photo mat on top. So we've got some layering. It works. Then this is going to be scored, and it's going to fold over and catch that magnet. Because, yes, I goofed. But see, you guys didn't even know it. So I want to mark where that paper starts. Because I don't want to get in the hinge. Well, I mean it in a good way. I mean, he actually, what he does too is a cool hobby, but I'll bet he has a lot of stuff. So we don't need that mark there. We'll fold this right over. How do I meant it? There we go. And you can mat this too. So this is a little tricky, but we're going to do this. I'm going to sit this strip right on this edge. So then when this opens, you won't have to turn it like I did with on the other one. I had to use a, come on guys, help me think here. You know the thing with the prongs, you stick it through the hole and open it. Oh my goodness. Not an eyelet, but anyway, one of those. That's all I can. And if you're new, I'm sorry. My brain quits sometimes. It doesn't mean to, it just does. All right, magnet time. Well, it's called the Bo Bunny Weekend Adventures. Okay, we're going to put it on the back here. This is all going to be adhered down, so we don't have to worry about it being covered. And then we're going to put a photo mat over the top. So I'll take my top magnet off. Then check your placement. And make sure let me see. Oh, they're fighting. Oh, I know why they're fighting each other. Let me get a different one. When that happens, you just have to take the tape. I should have taken the adhesive off. And we'll put new adhesive down. And this last batch of magnets had some pretty strong adhesive. Which usually doesn't happen. Well, I'm surprised it's let us go this long. Oh, man, that's still too sticky. Oh, you've been packing the RD? How fun. Let's try a magnet from a different one. Oh my goodness. All right. This is going to work. Let me grab one more set of magnets. Usually I can just peel off the backing of these. See, because, oh, there we go. Woohoo, we did it. Okay, see how those two are attached? Now you can kind of move it, and I'm moving it to see where I want this to be. And I want to make sure it's not going to be too close to the end, because you'll need to mat this after we get the magnet down. So me and my brilliancy here. So see how that one, let's turn it over if it's not too long. See, I'm not wanting my magnet to be very close to that edge, and I should have checked that first. And I'm sorry, we're playing ring around the magnets here. Bonnie, you're frozen. Much better, much better. All right. So now I know where my magnet needs to be. I'm adding some glue so I don't lose my space. Voila. Now that's going to sit on top. We'll have a photo mat there. And now we need to place you guys. I don't know if it's getting late or if I'm just being retarded here, but I'm really not. Thank goodness for photo mats. Oh, but we didn't even mess up the paper. There we go. We're there. So see, you'll just have to play with it a little bit to get there. Once you're there, and it's going to hold your pages down because you'll mat this later. We can go ahead and lift up our paper. Oops. Do your edges if you want them done to match. You don't have to worry about the underneath. And then I'll mat that. And this one's going to sit on top of the magnet there. And to make sure, we're going to put that down so it grabs the sheet. Okay, I'm having serious problems with, oh, that's why. Good Lord. I think maybe somebody needs to put me to bed. Remember, photo mat's going on top. Now, that's what I did. Clean off the glue. And I apologize. My son's putting my grandchildren to bed, and they sleep in the basement here. And it sounds like they don't want to go to bed. You may hear some screaming. This punch is the crocodile. This is the stub and scallop. And I've been out of them. I'm waiting for more. They sold so many, they've had to remanufacture them, and we're still waiting. But it's the We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, we got it. It's stuck down. Now we need a photo mat behind there. And I think I'll go with the photo mat on the back. With our cute polka dots. We need the polka dots. So this will hold a 4x6, so we'll cut it down to 7. And I'll scallop the edges again. I know, isn't this a cool punch? This was their new one from CHA. And there's more on order, they're just not here yet. So then my mat came out to be, because I'm just using, I like to use my scraps. Mine's 4 3/4 by 7. So I'll still put a, pattern piece on top. And your book does get a little hard to work on when it's this long. And I think I'll put this over towards the center. So see, this is what you do when you make mistakes and you can't fix it because you put your pattern paper down. You just keep going and you fix it. And the writing on this one, you do have to look. It will be upside down. There's my dry one. And then I'll mat it. I'll mat both of these with the designer paper, the pattern paper. And I'll clean that up better where I got glue, but it's mostly off because you do need that. And then I'll mat this, and so now you can go through and mat and decorate. I know it's late for some of you. It's like 10 o'clock. Do you want me to decorate the cover, or do you want to do that on your own? I'm going to do it similar to this where I did the pocket. Or do you want to just do that one on your own? Hi, Diana. Because you can now mat the inside of your pages. And I will wait for some I love the flowers. So if you want me to do the cover, okay, keep going. Okay, awesome. Because I really want to keep going. I love it. And you know, I was right. I did my sides upside down, but that's okay. Remember in the beginning when I was like, oh crap. All right, let's put these magnets on. Oh, hi, Sarah. Well, we're pretty happy here. We're pretty crazy, but we're pretty happy. Let me tell you. Okay, the first thing I want to make is a pocket. And I'm going to cut my pocket for the front out of the pattern paper. And since I hope I have a piece of my houses left, but I don't know if I have one big enough. Oh, you know I do. So I'm going to use it because that's what was on the back. That was supposed to be my front, and it ended up in the back. So my box is 8. I'm going to cut this 7 1/4, and it is. So it's just one of my scraps. It's 4. And you can cut it any size you like, actually. So we're going to go ahead and score. Whatever size you chose, you do want to score on the 3 sides. Okay, go ahead and cut yours and score it. I'm grabbing the other embellishments. Oh, cute, cute, cute. I'm telling you, this paper just came in with serendipity, and it is so cute. So we'll be using these on the front. See the chipboards? They're darling. Chipboards and stickers. Look how cute the ephemera is. So we'll be using some of that. Really cute. This is a really cute line. And the 6x6, because we need that for our tags on this line. There are no big 4x6 cut-up parts, it looks like, in the collection pack. So let's just fold up our pocket. And cut the corners. Now, if you have any burlap or any like burlap lace, really goes cute with this. Oh, well, Sarah, most husbands, if you can even get him to go paper shopping with you, that's amazing right there in itself. Absolutely right there. So these will mostly be hidden, but I'm going to go ahead and also do that to the corners of my pocket. Okay. Then you can decide where you want your pocket. But if you're going to have some tags sticking out, whoops, I would definitely put it towards the bottom. Start with our pocket, and then we'll do some layering. Now we can get out some of these cut aparts. The thing is, I noticed, Bo Bunny, I don't really remember them putting borders on their cut aparts. And I need to see if there's another sheet, because there might be one that just isn't in their collection pack. Because I'm going to take the good times doesn't really go, but the bear does. So let's cut out the bear. We're going to use him as part of our layering effects. Oh yeah, happy camper. That'll be a cute one too. I'm going to mat that on one of the coordinating papers. And I thought I saved, oh, I did. For mine, remember I had all those cut aparts that were the cute sayings? Because I want one of those for the front. Yeah, so we're going to take swings and slides, mat that, and that'll be really cute on the front. We're going to actually weave it. I'll show you, make it wavy. So that's one thing too. Use your paper line for your embellishments. Um, oh, do you love the bear in the happy camp? Oh yeah, I love the bear. He's cute. And if you have any, like I said, burlap, that's going to look great with this collection. I have some burlap squares from one of our Craftology boxes. Gosh, it's been a while. So from last year, this was one of our Craftology boxes. And if you have burlap, just cut it up. It's really nice to have. And then get all your scraps together of whatever you were using. And let's go ahead and mat these. So I'm pretty sure we're working with the 3x3. So I'm just going to go a hair over 3. So we have some paper on the outside. And we're actually going to put this behind our pocket somewhat. Whoops, this one. Okay, now we can mat this. The wet one. So before we put anything down, what we're going to do is just lay everything pretty much out so that we don't put it down and find out that's not where we wanted it. Oh, these are really cute. Now, if you've never used the Bo Bunny chipboards, they're great because they are self-stick and you still can cut them. But you can still take them apart before you take the backing off so that we are able to move them around. This is where you want to do your layering. Oh, isn't that cute? But let's see. We're gonna have to sneak weekend in there. Weekend definitely is going to have to go on there. And then our burlap. And to be honest with you, I didn't think we'd get to the cover because you guys know what happens when I start crafting. I start goofing. And this is turning out to be very, very long. So thank you for sticking with me. So I'm just going to pull it apart. I'll throw all that stuff away. Hot glue guns on so that we get some of those fibers showing. And then, like I said, they didn't have a lot of the cutouts. So let's go ahead and cut out See, I'm trying to think. Remember, this is, oh, here we go. Food, fun, and friends. Since this is going to a friend that my husband works with, we're going to go with food, fun, and friends. And again, we're working with a 3x3. I know, that's what I was thinking too, Angela. I haven't seen a border strip, so it's pretty cute. I know they have a new designer over there. And so we might be seeing some new things. I just covered. I do hope, though, I mean, I'm going to be playing with the serendipity for our next. I really hope that they don't go doodlebug on us. I'm kind of seeing that in their summer and this one, so I'm I'm hoping that they don't. Doodlebug is cute, but get over there. Um, Bo Bunny isn't, Doodlebug. Oh, what do I go over with this? This is just a putty scraper. I got it at, oh my goodness, Harbor Freight, and these are dried diaper wipes. So we definitely have to have weekend. Oh, how about if I put the box here so you can see what I'm doing? We definitely need weekend, food and friends. And let's check out these chipboards because they're actually, Kim, you liked the bear, didn't you? We're going to get the bear in there, trust me. Yeah, he's got to go. Lots and lots of chipboards to choose from. Yeah, Doodlebug, there's been a couple of cute ones. They really have had some cute ones, but I'm just not fully a Doodlebug person. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my hot glue gun. Let's get some of this down before we continue. Now it's showing me I definitely need blue and pink flowers. Some more burlap there. Oh, yeah, that's the round one. So I'm going to have that down. I'm going to just peel him up a little bit on the corner. Well, it's pretty sticky. There we go. Yeah. The family, though, that we're going to give this to, they're young, so they can handle the cutesy here, I think. And yeah, they left out some things here. So, I mean, I don't have the bigger cut parts to work with. Kind of weird for Bo Bunny, but that's what they did. So this right here, you know what? I do because it makes it heavier. This paper's not that thick, and so I like to double it. You can actually make more of a border. I don't. It's kind of personal preference. If I just mat this, I just feel it's so flimsy. And so I just use my scraps for all this. And some people do, they like a wider border. So that's, again, totally, totally up to you. I am one that doesn't leave a lot of border, so I don't know why. I just never have. Okay, you guys, my desk was clean till you had me start crafting. Oh, I don't want to throw that away. Is the brush this? Now see, I wasn't paying attention. I got that off, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to take this and actually round it. I'm just pushing up my ends. So I do want the bear. There's going to be flowers. I'm going to have to make my own flowers because I don't have many to match this. So we'll slide the bear under. Yeah, that's just the Tim Holtz ink thingy. Oh no! How come a mad face? Did I make somebody mad? I'm sorry. Now my bear can go there. This guy can go here. We can make the tags. Then I can fill in with the flowers. And on the cover is the only place I use hot glue. I don't use it inside the book, except for on flowers. That one's hot. Oh, these ones. There we go. Pretty hard to get off. Hey, Kim. I know, Kim. I'm keeping you up, aren't I? Oh, I know. Oh, thanks, Angela. You know what? I really didn't think I'd get it done today or tonight. I thought we were going to have to go on some more. And I'm like, maybe we can just do her. So, yes, it's a long video. I apologize. But hey, that means we can just move on to a new project, a new folio. Because we're going to start our new folio next week. Put him on the edge. All right, let's just throw together some tags. And then I won't make my flowers on camera, but I'll show it to you when it's all finished. I just punched my flowers. So we're going to need some pink ones definitely to match. And let me get this open. There we go. Oh, I always hate opening the new pads with this on there. Okay, I'm going to really, oh, here we go. Let's add some color. We need to get some different color in there. And, oh, this isn't on the 12 by 12. Look at this one. In the 6 by 6, the kites. How cute is that? So I'm going to cut a couple of tags and I'm going to mat them. They're going to be sticking inside, and the first one's going to be 4 by 6. Actually, I'm going to do them both 4 by 6. 4x6, and I'm going to grab my leftovers so I can mat these. And I'm going to cut those to fit a little bit bigger. And we'll use one of each. Wow, and see, this is so cool because I needed this for a gift on Saturday. And I'm going to be done when I get the inside matted. No, we'll do these separate. That'll take no time at all. So these will be my tags. Oh, I love the kites. Wrong side, we got hearts. Now again, make this box out of baby paper, wedding paper. How cute is that going to be? Grab the linen. And in the files on the main page, if you go into the files, you will see the smaller box, and the pages are different than this one. It's smaller, of course, and the pages are only 6 inches. But I really like this one better. Do you guys like this one better than the smaller one? I could make these in a ton of different sizes. They are so fun. Oh, Linda, all of our videos stay recorded, and you can go back and look at them in the video file on the main page. And if you are on your iPad or tablet, just go into videos, and then you will see the all the recordings. They do stay recorded. You know, I should have played around and made some different page sizes for the smaller one too, and I'll probably do that later after the folio. So now we'll have tags for the front that you can journal on, that you can add more pictures. And then I'll poke my holes and I'll do some ribbons tomorrow because I know some of you it's getting late. And then these will fit inside. Yes, it will cover him, but that's okay. You can have that over to the side. And I will make my flowers. Let me show you. These I didn't make, but then I will make flowers out of the papers to match. And I'll probably stick some more burlap down before I put the flowers there. How is this different than Creative Memories? I'm not sure, Roxanne. Well, so that will go there, and then I can add my flowers. Oh, you know what? I always give, if I'm doing this as a gift, I give them a roll of the 1/8 inch score tape, or just double stick photo tape is good. You can even glue your photos down. I take my photos, and I explained this on my Authentique show when I did Authentique Live last week. I don't put the actual photos down because everything's digital. I print them out actually on our linen cardstock, and I even frame it after I've printed it, and I put them down. That way you're not using your original picture. Just scan it with your printer and just glue them down, because you're not going to be worried where they're not the original. There'll be a flower on top there. Um, and then you just glue them down. So, yes, my desk is a mess, darling. Oh, no, no, no. My mess, and it's an absolute mess right now. So now you can go back and mat your pages, and I'll just go over the Prima one to show you what I did so that you guys know. I just cut down the mats to fit inside of these. Prima actually has these 4x6 cards, and so does, you know, Graphic 45 has their ephemera cards you can cut down. And then you can put pictures right on the back. You can even put pictures over the front if you'd like. This one isn't this great for also a cruise? Are you making an album? Yes, Roxanne. Here, let me see if, let me show you. This was a little box. Oh, this was a little box I made. This was my daughter's wedding like 15 years ago. And I cut these down for her. This is for Mother's Day. I've got some other things. You just cut them down to fit. And I do this same thing in my albums. And then I do it on these mats. Oh, it's Country Craft Creations. Now my tutorials though are all free. And then see, even on your little tags, you can add more pictures. And actually, because I had doubles made, I just glued these down with my art glitter glue. Because it's not gonna hurt them. This thing about being acid or archival safe, you're really only going to worry about that if you have vintage photos. Oops, there we go. So I don't even know how to put my projects back together. There we go. So that's what I do, and I just glue the pictures down. And you can also use these cards for journaling, and then you can glue those straight down on your mats. And we already put our photo mat down, and then I'll go ahead and mat mine. And we've got our little thingy here. And then, so this is, like I said, the finished one. When I did the mats, I just put a flower at the very top. And you can use your embellishments, but see, you can't put a lot on there. And I started to put a lot, and it started to get really bulky. So, again, put your flowers. We've already cut our mats for this other one. That one's somewhere because I was measuring it. And again, and this is the chipboard also, so you can get some embellishments, but not a lot. So do you do all gifts or you do them yourself? I do most of the gifts for my family. I'm not quite sure on that, Roxanne. So there is, this is the Prima one. And then I showed you this one. So don't be afraid to make this 8x8 box and then change your insides. So I did. I did the, remember I did the pockets. I showed this in the beginning, and I did the waterfalls. Oh no, no, Angela, at the beginning of the video, I show how we made the box out of the 12x12 cardstock. These are made right out of your cardstock and your pattern paper, so there is no chipboard. But because you're putting so many layers of paper, that's what takes time. And you can do this out of any of the papers that you like. And there's our pocket we made similar on this one. And when you close it, it'll be a little bit fatter once we get all of the other stuff in when you get to decorating. Then you have your box. And we made this. There's another video. If you are new, so we have another video of this smaller album. And it's a lot smaller. And it has these little pages in it. So that's in the video files. So I hope you guys like this. And then next week on Thursday, we're going to start a new folio. And I'm using the Bo Bunny Serendipity, and we're doing these waterfall pages. Finally, I figured it out. Finally. And um, my tutorials are always on Thursday now. Thursdays at 5:30. And I'll make sure times are up there. Now, sometimes I'll do Tuesdays or Thursdays. Kim and I will be trading, and Kimmy does her tutorials also. So thanks everybody for staying up so late with me. Now I wish you were here to help me clean up the mess. It's an absolute mess to the left of me. So um, take your boxes, have fun with them, add waterfalls, anything you like in there. Just remember that I showed you in the beginning. Make sure you leave room here. You've got to leave room for your flaps to tuck in. Okay? And watch this from the beginning if you just joined us, because there's all the instructions, but we've been on for a long time. So thank you, ladies, and I'll see you next week, but I'll see you on Facebook too. Bye, Angela.